This is a much better setting for our monthly market updates than the first one.
A little bit better for our June market update, right?
I would say so, and we're going to talk about this property that we're sitting on today, which I know the owner fairly well. It's an amazing property you have here, man.
Yeah, thank you. It's been very cool. I grew up on top of the hill from here. We're in the middle of Osage Beach, and a friend of mine from kindergarten, his family owned all this, so I was coming down here back in the 80s.
I mean, I didn't even really, honestly, I get off at Passover Road. Everybody's familiar with Passover Road if you're at the lake. And you always go right. Mm-hmm. And I've never gone left before. I didn't realize there was like a medical facility there.
Yep.
But as I drove through, I was like, wow, like this is interesting, first of all. But then I thought to myself, what an ideal location for just being, you've got calm waters of the state park. Mm-hmm. You've got your proximity to craziness if you want it.
It's not far away.
But also proximity to just everything by car in Osage and Lake Ozark. I mean, what a great spot.
Yeah, talk about being spoiled. Like I said, I grew up on top of the hill here. So it's just very fortunate being a kid. We talked a little bit last time about who in the world would want to leave Lake of the Ozarks.
Yeah.
And it's kind of that teenage mentality like, oh man, it's such a bigger world out there. And it is. Everybody's got to travel a little bit, but once you get out, and then you're like, man, Lake of the Ozarks is just home.
I mean, I'm trying to make it home.
It's not Kansas, but it's home for me.
Well, I tell you what, you will see some of this property in the B-roll, but I will tell you that I can see why I would be very happy to live here, and not to mention all the toys that kind of go with it for your kids and whatnot. Like this is what a primo spot, and you might see. We'll try to catch it through B-roll. If not, you might see it as we're doing this interview. Somebody rolling by, skiing, wakeboarding.
Every now and then, early in the morning, we get barefooters coming through here,
yeah.
which you don't get to see very much anymore. When it's calm out in the evenings or mornings, slalom skiers throw out the big fountain of water for their spray.
You don't see skiers in general much at the lake anymore.
No, because you need quiet, calm waters for that.
Yeah. And I mean, we were talking about this off camera too, that you don't even see wakeboarders much anymore because they're wake surfing now. Like that's the thing to do.
Yeah, from what I hear, which I'm not a big wakeboarder, I haven't even tried surfing yet. So that day's coming soon. But I just hear it's a lot easier to get hurt wakeboarding. And my son's a wrestler, and his buddy has a bum shoulder. And we were out last week, and he caught an edge, fell flat on his face, and dislocated his shoulder.
Oh, no.
And he got it popped back in the boat and everything, and it was like, oh man, if that's a 15-year-old kid, I don't know that I belong out there at all.
Yeah, once you get into your 40s and up, it's, things break easier. Yes.
They don't put back together.
No, they certainly don't.
Yeah.
Well, so speak of the devil. Not a wakeboarder, but we've got some tubers out there, some kids. So yeah, this is the Lake of the Ozarks. We are in the state park.
Yep, we're in Watson Hollow Cove.
The Watson Hollow Cove, which is in the Grand Glaze Arm.
Yep.
Okay.
We're butted up next to State Park, just to the side of us, and then the Osage Beach City Park's in the very back of this cove where all your softball fields, soccer fields, and it was actually an old fish hatchery, and they released fish back in here.
Oh, really?
They do have one public pond up there that you can fish out of, catch and release. And then this is State Park on the side over here, and they've actually got cabins up there that they rent out.
Oh, really?
And that's accessed over off 42 to 134 State Park.
There's a lot of camping in the state park, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And probably RV and all the hookups and whatnot.
Yes. So this is Camp Red Bud over here, and then Garrett, my son, he actually is working out at PB1, which is at the far tip at the beginning of the Glaze Arm.
Okay.
And he's renting out kayaks and boats and all that stuff for the summer, and he's just extremely fortunate as a 15-year-old kid. We had him get his boater's license when he was about 9. He's grown up all around.
You can do that?
There's no age limit on your boater's license.
I thought it was 14. No shit.
You have to be 14 to operate a vessel on your own when you have a boater safety card. But no, he was driving boats with us when he was 9.
Yeah.
Garrett's also he was driving a zero-turn mower when he was 5. So he's pretty good.
He's got that skill set. He's born with that.
Yep. Very lucky for that. We've got a little 14-foot aluminum John boat that was left here by the owner, thankfully, when we bought the house with a 15-horse tiller motor on it. So he's
Wow.
out here all the time.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So he goes up to PB1, which I guess is where there's a lot of campers. Public Beach 1.
Public Beach 1.
And so
big primitive camping area, lots of tents, things like that, which is the largest state park in the state of Missouri. So yeah, it's just, there's so many different facets to things down here at Lake of the Ozarks.
You just reminded me too, because I've had comments before on posts saying, where's the best place to camp? Where's the best place to park an RV? And I've been meaning to do a video about that. We really probably need to just aggregate as much of the information as we can and put that out.
Yeah, it's very cool. I know, being from St. Louis, I've even got some businesses up my sleeve I haven't told you about yet. I told you about the coffee shop this morning where I go and get my roasted beans at. So yeah, we've got some cool stuff.
That's awesome. Be careful on that clicking.
Yep.
Okay, so let's get into the June market stats. We are here, as we record this, it's July 3rd, so this will be released probably a week and a half from now. And we're halfway through summer.
Went quick, didn't it?
Don't, it just depresses me to even say it. Like, literally just got a sinking feeling. I don't even like to talk about it.
No, there's plenty of year left.
It's true.
I know it's always such the big buildup. Everybody's always tired with winter by the time spring gets here. And now we're here. July is got to be the busiest time at Lake of the Ozarks. Yeah. It's 7 days a week. There's people are out here enjoying it. August starts to tail off a little bit. Yeah. Kids start getting ready to go back to school. Sporting events start up again. Man, we have had plenty of days in the 90s in October, in the beginning of October.
True.
So for boaters, oh man, I mean, you talk about heaven from the middle of August on. Great days for boating around here.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's gone quick.
If you're not from Missouri, too, I think I told you this. You know, we got married in Old Kinderhook on January 20th, and it was a 75-degree day.
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It can happen.
Yeah.
It can happen.
We've had 75-degree days here before for 4th of July. It's been a while, but those things do happen.
We're going to get, it's hot, but not hot this time of year.
It's finally cooled off just a little bit. I seen our lows at night is going to be in the lower 60s, so it's going to be amazing for some campfires.
Yeah. So if you have not been here before and you're curious about the weather in Missouri, it's bipolar. But it's usually pretty hot. Like, you're never gonna have cold days in the summer here.
No, we're warm, we're humid, not as hot and humid as Florida.
Yeah.
We get a lot of people that come from Florida up here for the summertime. So yeah.
But the big difference, I would say, the last thing I will say is that when you're, and anybody knows this, you're on the water, it's always cooler on the water.
Yeah.
Feels better. I'll take 105 degrees on the water all day long. I don't care.
As long as
but
you're
105
bobbing.
degrees not in the water is miserable.
Yeah, if you're bobbing in the lake, it's a lot different than if you're out on the farm.
Correct. All right, well, let's get into it because we were talking, and I've been shooting a bunch of videos. A lot of things it's getting hot, I feel like. It is hot. So let's break it down.
Yeah, so very interesting. We'll start off with single-family lakefront homes, and I do a comparison. We'll start off with this June compared to last June. So for single-family lakefront homes, June of 2024, there were 48% more homes for sale this year than last year. We had 316 homes on the market this 2024 compared to 214 in 2023. Now, sold homes, we were off 20%. We had 54 sold homes this June, 68 homes sold in 2023. Our average sale price is up just 0.18%, so relatively flat. The average lakefront home will cost you $723,101. Another neat breakdown that I do in my emailer that I send out every month with these updates. Let us know if you want to be added to that list. Lake homes for sale by price range, that $300,000 to $499,000 range. There's 43 single-family lakefront homes on the market right now.
Lakefront, that's under 500K.
Yep.
That's incredible.
Yep, 43 homes out there. 63 homes for sale between $500,000 and $749,000. 44 homes for sale between $750,000 and $999,000. And I know this is a staggering amount.
This is crazy.
There are 76 homes available from $1 million to $5 million.
Let's unpack that for a second, because that is one part amazing and one part depressing for someone who's obviously outside of that price point, which is the majority of Americans. And that, by the way, if you weren't following along, the most lakefront homes for sale fall into that price point.
Yeah.
1 to 5 million.
And if you're interested in how many homes are for sale above 5 million, give me a call. We'll talk about it.
I like what you did there. I like it.
I know of a couple. Okay, so now shifting over to lakefront condos this June compared to last June. So the inventory is really shot up on condos. There are 95% more condos available this June than last June.
Wow. Why?
This June,
Why do you think that is?
Just there's more of a turnover, a lower price point, and so there's a lot more, I would say, pin action both ways. When things were really on the way up, condos got sucked up right away.
Yeah.
We're just seeing a pendulum that swings.
Okay.
COVID happened,
Yep.
and man, sales went bonkers. I mean, everybody across the country, everybody knows that.
Yep.
And with that high interest rate, and it's been high for a while now. I mean, we're going on 2 years of not high interest rates, but comparatively what we had been used to, high interest rates. And it's taken a really long time for that pendulum to come back and swing. So now finally buyers have more options, which you just really haven't had much inventory to choose from. So that's a good thing. We're also seeing negotiations happening, which is more signs of a healthy market. You know, people buying stuff with no inspection, sight unseen, it's really a recipe for disaster in the long run, unsustainable. So we're just starting to see things come back in line with I would say, a healthy market. So our inventory's been up 95%. Our sales are down only 10% this June compared to last June.
Okay.
We had 56 sold condos this June, and we had 62 sold condos last June.
Interesting. So relative to the amount for sale, obviously it's just they're not flying off the shelf.
Nope, we're getting more inventory out there. Sales have slowed down a little bit. Again, a good thing, more for buyers to choose from.
Yeah, true.
You get a little bit more time as well to take a look at it.
You don't have to jump immediately for fear that someone's going to snatch it up. Right.
Some other cool stats that I put in my emailer, the amount of condos for sale. 2-bedroom condos, there's 79 on the market in June. There was 138 3-bedroom condos for sale in June, and then 4+ bedroom condos, 28 on the market. So
there's not a lot of
options.
those 4+s.
No, it's a slim.
2 and 3 is much more common.
Yeah, as you can see, 138 condos with 3 bedrooms for sale.
Yeah.
Much more common than a 4-bedroom. 4-bedroom at 28, which gets into your much higher price. That's a tough price point for a 4-bedroom condo because then you're competing with those, really a $400,000 to $800,000 lake house.
Yeah.
So it just depends on how hands-on that you want to be.
Sure.
And we work with buyers of all shapes and sizes and sorts and what they're after and what their time commitment is for Lake of the Ozarks. So if you don't want to drive 3 hours or more to come down here and work on your lakefront home, yes, you're going to pay an assessment fee, but like you're not out there mowing.
Yeah.
You're not worried about, did the trash man not come today? Did we forget to put the dumpster up at the...
Winterizing and all those things. Yeah.
Very good example. I just sold a house for a client. He moved to another neighborhood that had a community dock, and he doesn't have to worry about that stuff. His health is not as good as what it used to be, but he still wanted to be able to enjoy the lake. He still wants to take his boat out. So now he doesn't have to worry about putting out ice eaters in the wintertime, mowing, just all the things that come with owning a house. I know how much work it takes just for your primary home.
Yeah.
So to drive 2.5, 3+ hours down here and take care of a second home, that's a tall order.
To me, a condo was a no-brainer when I first bought because that's exactly what I didn't want. I didn't want to deal with that stuff.
Yeah.
You just want, and it's all done for you. And then there's activities and there's pools and typically all the things with many of the condos. And for me, and I think for many people, you buy, I didn't even shop condo complexes because I knew where I wanted to be based on the people I wanted to be around.
Yep.
That was it.
That's very common.
Yeah.
We know so many other people in this complex.
That's it.
We come down here, we stay with them, we have a great time.
Yeah.
We'd like to find a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom in this complex. What's available? And that's also a very natural progression for lakefront owners here at Lake of the Ozarks. Hey, we're from St. Louis, we have friends, we want to come down there. Yep. Okay, now we're getting a lot more friends and family want to come with us. We're going to need someplace bigger. Can you find us a house? So then we have the house. Yep. And then once kids get older, they start doing their own thing. They graduate high school, they're out and about, and then it's you going, we don't need all this much house. Can we find a smaller condo so we don't have to do all the maintenance around here? Yeah. So it's a very natural progression that we see time after time.
Yeah, I believe it. So the average sale price is a little over $720.
For a lakefront home.
For a lakefront
yep.
home. Do you know roughly what the average sale price on a condo is?
Yep, so average sale price for a condo is up just 2.5% this year compared to June of last year. Right now, your average lakefront condo will cost you $343,353.
I mean, that's relatively affordable.
Correct.
Okay, so let me ask you a couple of questions about these. Let me just choose a couple of areas.
Sure.
I want to start affordable. Yeah, so the 43 homes for sale between 300 and 460. Again, that's incredible price point. What can someone expect? And maybe we can even show an example of a listing through, on the video here of what that looks like, or what area that would be for something like that. Can you give us an example?
Yeah, I mean, you have to remember the Lake of the Ozarks is a very wide market, all the way from Bagnell Dam in the Lake Ozark area up to Warsaw. Yeah. Which is 90 plus miles.
Yeah. And so by car, it's probably an hour and a half.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I guess is 90 miles, 90 minutes.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. So there's a ton of lake homes, and everybody knows, everybody's heard, there's more lakefront here than the shore of California. Yep. So there's a ton of homes around here. So in that price bracket, I would expect for you to find 2-bedroom, 1-bath kind of a home, maybe an older wood dock, something like that that's workable.
Is this going to be down between mile marker 0 and 30, or are we talking 30 plus?
A lot of 30 plus.
Okay.
A lot of 30 plus. In the Gravois arm, you go up there by boat, and you're just amazed when you're on water at how many homes are up there. Some of those are in different isolated areas, but nowadays, I mean, the Gravois is even being developed so much between Lake Burger, Jolly Rogers, everybody knows Coconuts, and Maggie's up there. I mean, there's a lot of different options up there, and the water's getting a little bit rougher up that way too. And then you go west of here to the higher mile markers. I mean, the cave was a big thing for the Niangua arm.
It was.
And that, I mean, up to Boondocks, which is up at the 46 mile marker. I mean, and that's the fun part. If you can get a weekday to go out and hit some of those higher mile markage areas, I mean, Big Dicks, Wet Spot, all those.
I feel like we should do that.
Red Fox, yes.
I feel like we should do that maybe in like September.
This is a perfect time.
We should just go out and hit all different areas of the lake. We should probably just hire a boat captain to go out with us for the day.
Oh, we know a couple of those, and Annie will not fight you for that idea. That is one of some of our greatest times is going up to Red Fox and just grabbing an appetizer here or there, and not being in a hurry and
it would be
enjoying
cool.
the day.
It would be cool to explore and kind of just get taught to show physically what we're talking about, which we can show it through B-roll and stuff, but it would be neat to actually do it. That would be cool.
It's really different parts of the lake. You go up there and it's just very different.
It's where people fish.
It's like how it used to be. Yeah. And then down in this area, we're right off the Glaze Arm here. There's so much action right around you. Yeah, it's quite amazing.
That's the misconception, and let's talk about that again, because I talk about it all the time. That everyone paints the lake as debauchery, fast boats, big boats, craziness. But the diversity, we use that word a lot with our videos. The diversity here is off the charts. You just don't hear about that on the news. The only thing you see in the news, somebody died, somebody got hurt, some drunk boat driver did this or did that. That's all you hear about. But you don't hear about the millions of other positive things happening, or the fact that you can go up 35 mile marker plus and feel like you're on a table rock, right?
And we were talking about this when you were walking down about the little ski boat.
Yeah.
Back here in the Glaze Arm.
Which you can see a little bit of it here, yep.
I mean, we can take that out on 4th of July weekend up the Glaze Arm and not fear for your life.
Yeah.
Party Cove's not what it used to be.
Nope.
So there's not the crazy ocean waves on this side. It's a little kept secret, so.
Let's keep it that way, huh? Well, the good news is you got State Park, so you've got nothing to worry about.
Yep. No, we have a great time with this cove. It's fun to watch all the skiers, the tubers. Nick and Tammy Suter, their kids. I bet I've seen Nick pulling 6 tubes full of kids.
Oh, wow.
And the sounds and them laughing is just,
It's priceless.
yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I love it. So as we head into the second half of the summer, what kind of expectations can someone expect if they're on the fence about buying? Is it better to jump now? Maybe is there a more opportunity come end of summer? What would you advise?
So we typically see just a little bit of a dip right after 4th of July. A lot of the families that are here are just trying to enjoy the rest of their summer. We'll see a little dip. I would expect to see a dip in inventory. So if you've held on to your house for this long, you're going to keep it through the 4th of July. We're going to get one more holiday out of it, and then we'll put it on for the fall season. Yep. So as we've seen with inventory, we still have a lot of selection out there. I know I've got a couple listings coming up that are going to be really exciting. We'll probably shoot off the back deck because the next one I've got has got an amazing view off of it.
Awesome.
And it won't break the bank. It will fit in one of these middle categories.
Really?
Very easily.
What area? Can I ask that?
So yep, it'll be off the 3-mile marker, right around Hawaiian Island, Isle del Sol.
Okay.
Single family.
Okay, so we're also in the hullabaloo, the hot spots where all the activity is. Okay.
Yep.
Fun, and it's priced right.
It'll be a hot one. It'll be a very good.
So in other words, the video won't even matter because it's going to sell itself.
Yeah.
But the video will be fun. So
it will be very fun. That view will be a great place to drink coffee and shoot this video.
Perfect.
Next
Perfect. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm gonna go around and shoot some video here and enjoy what little time I have left at this beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know what I want to call this. This
is
like
our
compound.
slice of heaven.
No,
and it's a state. Nothing good happens at a compound.
Okay, fair enough. We'll throw that word out. A state. Okay, that's good. I like that better. Anytime you have your own gym in a separate building on your property, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what cool. I like it as the slopes of Windsor Estates because as I told Jeff earlier, I was able to snowboard down our driveway.
Yeah, how cool is that?
You know, like the Ozarks, we are pretty hilly around here.
That's
so.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me out. I think
Absolutely.
This is going to have to become a setting, the consistent setting, as often as I can get down here. And we'll be back. We'll be back in the beginning of August for the July report. And enjoy what's left of summer.
Absolutely. We've also shot another YouTube video, Dock Days down here for us, and just kind of highlighted more of this.
Fun.
It was one of our top performing videos, actually.
Really?
Yeah, even over time.
We'll have to link it.
Yeah.
We'll link it. Cool. Awesome.
Right on. Thank
you. We'll see you on the next one.